So I tell people, travel for a purpose. People will say, I just want to leave this country. I just want to leave. So when you get to that country, you now find that the first 6 months or 6 years or 7 years of your life will become wasted because you had no purpose. So how will you go to a country and say, I don't want to return? Well, you know, that country, you don't have any family. You don't have any linkage or anything. And you find out that the visa that was given to you is visiting visa. You now abuse that process and make it difficult for people with genuine intention. So that's why when you have high refusal rate in visa application, because you put all the fact there, but the consular man is not let me put it that way.
Welcome to Across Borders, where we explore migration stories that shape lives, communities, and economies. Today we dive into a topic that has captured national attention, what many call the Japa syndrome. Why are so many young Nigerians leaving the country in search of greener pasture? Is it a forced escape from economic hardship or a deliberate move for global opportunities? What are the implications for our economy, our communities, and the entrepreneurs who choose to stay or to go? To help us unpack these critical questions, we are joined by Sir Victor Walsh Oluwafemi, an accomplished development expert, international business consultant. Of course, he is also the owner of Douglas Institute in Isle of Man. He's a man that is well-traveled. I've been to over 6 continents. He's got business spread across different continents. Yes, we'll say that again and again. It's a pleasure having you join us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine. Yeah.
Yes, I want to ask. Of course, we know, me for one, I know that you are well-traveled, and you chose to put up Douglas Development Institute in Isle of Man. Why Isle of Man?
Okay, the question is, why not Isle of Man?
Okay.
So I live in the Isle of Man.
Okay.
And Isle of Man is one of the United Kingdom. It's one of the British Isles. And I got to the Isle of Man through what they call innovator visa. Under the British and, of course, the Isle of Man government, they have an arrangement where they call innovator visa. So we got to see whereby in our business where we say, okay, we need to expand. And we felt, okay, we need to go to a place where we can run our business, where we have less stress. We also consider the aspect of tax. Are you getting me? Tax incentives. We consider about how it will be convenient for us and the families. We want a place where there is low crime. They have the lowest crime rate in the world. And it's a beautiful location. We are surrounded by water, so you cannot even steal anything. I can tell you my office is not locked. Our door, we don't lock our doors. We don't lock our cars, because we know confidently nobody will come and steal anything in the car. So it's a good location for children, and we have a whole lot of immigrants also in the Isle of Man. So what took me to the Isle of Man originally was what we call business migrants. Cool. And the Douglas was named after the island, which is Douglas is the name of the capital of the Isle of Man.
I say so much attachment to the Isle of Man.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be coming back to the visa you mentioned, and of course, expansion of the business. So I think we'll be getting back to that while we look at this very core topic. Japa syndrome. It's everywhere. When you hear migration, of course, the other way you want to see people talk about it is Japa. A lot of people, for some, they feel, oh, it is an escape route. For some, it is a deliberate attempt to work on a business, to carry out different activities. For you, I mean, what is Japa? In your own way, can you first tell us what does Japa means to you?
I think the word Japa is, number one, is kind of condescending to qualify somebody who moved to another country to run his or her own business, or who moved to another country by way of getting another job. For someone who relocated maybe through education to go and further his or her education. Japa is another way, like you ran away or salo for another way. But I can also classify some of the people who ran away actually. Maybe they claim that they have problems, and because they have problems, they decide to leave the countries and all that. But I also know that those who claim to run away, they were never poor. Are you getting me? Mm-hmm. They were not poor, because a poor person cannot afford to buy a ticket.
Okay.
Poor person cannot even afford to pay for visa. And you find out that most of those who that ran away in the name of running away from Nigeria, they cannot be classified as those poor people, because some of them, you find out that they spend close to about $10,000, $5,000, $15,000 or pounds to move. How can you say you go and study abroad and say you are poor? You pay school fees almost £15,000. You pay accommodations and the rest. I say you are poor. Are you getting me? And some of people claim to buy COS and all that. I say you are poor. If you can afford to buy tickets who cost millions of naira, you are not poor. Because somebody who is poor cannot even afford 50,000 naira. You get what I'm trying to say? So yes. I tell people when you are traveling, I say, if you meet a Nigerian who say, oh, the reason why I came to this country is because I was suffering back home in my country, I say they are lying. Okay. That's not the truth. They only came to this country or they traveled to those countries because they discover opportunities in those countries and they felt that they have the chance to maximize their potentials fully in those countries. That's the reason why they moved to those countries or relocated to those countries. So not because they were suffering, Nigeria was so bad. And there's nothing wrong about Japa. There's nothing wrong about it, because you say the same thing to a white man who comes here to come and do business. You say the same thing to a white man who relocated from abroad and comes to Nigeria. Okay. You get me? For me, now, you can't classify me as here a jackpot. We have investment worth over almost £1 million, and you say we jackpot. Will you classify that as jackpot? We have white people who work under us. Are you getting my staff? We are paying staff salaries. You get what I'm trying to say? We have white that are working as our staff. So you can't classify us and say we jackpot out of the country.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's a part that needs clarification for people out there. Again, I understand when people say jackpot, for some people that understanding is there. You're basically talking about those people that categorize themselves as poor. But again, you have mentioned that if you are able to raise money to travel, it simply means you are not poor.
Absolutely.
But how about those that go as far as selling their plots of land, the properties, or even taking a loan?
You are not poor. You have plot of land.
What about taking a loan?
No, you have plot of land. What did you use to guarantee the loan?
Okay.
You use maybe your property or something as collateral for the loan. Let us get it right. We don't need to demarcate the country because we want to migrate. There's nothing wrong about migration. Correct. People migrate for different reasons. Economic migration benefits both countries. Benefit the country and benefit the country you are leaving behind.
Oh, good. So
you know that Nigerians have this sentimental attachment to their countries. Those who come, maybe they travel to Nigeria from back and forth. Like me, I was in and out of Nigeria almost 15 times last year. You understand what I'm trying to say? So there's nothing wrong about Japa. So we have the category. So we have the category of those who migrated as business migrants. We are business migrants. The government recognizes us. These people came with their money to invest into the system. Okay. We have those who went there to study, though they had a mindset already that after study they don't want to come back to the country. That's a different thing entirely. You get it? Then you have those after graduating, they finished and they came back to Nigeria. We have those who refused to return back to Nigeria and stay back and say they want to look for jobs. And we have those who got jobs. Not some people that were recruited. They got their job free from Nigeria. They were recruited, got their appointment letter and everything from Nigeria. Not at Japa, not as to go and work at Eke worker, to work in bank, financial institutions and the rest. You get what I'm trying to say? So there are different set of people. The people I will classify as Japa are those that maybe they travel to Niger, from Niger to whatever, from Morocco, they enter this, they ask for asylum and all that, and they now declare, I'm suffering, blah, blah, blah. Those can be classified as Japa. Sincerely, if you didn't travel through Sahara Desert to get to Spain or to get to London or to get to Paris or whatever, you cannot claim to be Japa. Those guys truly went through the Japaism problem, challenges. They slept inside desert, they drank urine and all sorts of things. And when they get there, some of them have to water, turbulent water, and some of them won't die, lost their lives. Some of them get paralyzed before they get to their location. If those ones are saying, I ran away, it's well understood. But again, some of the excuses they gave when they are applying for asylum and say, okay, look, we are suffering, we ran because of this. It's not even really true. But you can classify those guys as Japa. But anyone outside this circle, I think we should not classify them as Japa because they are business migrants and other people out there. Yeah. Okay, so before we talk about the business expansion, I just want to add a little, talking about the Japa. I think that terminology is from that Yoruba word, Japa. So obviously you are correct. For those that want to run away, that they feel, I just want to run away. It's not bearable here. It's not convenient here. We're not surviving. Let us Japa. So I think that's very clear. So talking about business expansion, you wanted to expand your business and you had to go to Isle of Man. And of course, I know you have businesses in other countries.
I had a guest on Across Borders some times ago, and he was actually talking about investing in the country. So I don't know, how do you separate this? To invest in the country or to even go outside, just like the step you've taken, and I know it's paying off. For you, where do you stand? What works?
So I have a very huge investment in Nigeria with almost 140 staffs. I don't know what the person is talking about. If the white people could come to Nigeria to make money and run their businesses, what stops us from going to their own country to invest? What stops us from having branches? We have office in South Africa, we have office in Kigali, we have office in the Isle of Man. I will recently open our office in China. So we are simply doing what they are doing in our country. We are adding value. We are promoting Nigeria. We are flying the Nigerian flags. We are promoting Nigeria as a country, as a nation. So it does not affect, people will surely go out to go and invest. You know, there are opportunities once you identify a gap. You get me? So that's why, okay, so I tell people, travel for a purpose. Don't travel because you just want to. People will say, I just want to leave this country. I just want to leave. They have no purpose. I just want to leave this country. So when you get to that country, you now find that the first 6 years, the first 6 months, of 6 years or 7 years of your life will become wasted because you had no purpose. But when you have a purpose, you ask, okay, if I'm going to UK or I'm going to America, I'm going to Paris, France, do I have family there? They born my papa there. They born your mother there. You born your sister there. So how will you go to a country and say, I don't want to return? Well, you know, that country, you don't have any family. You don't have any linkage or anything. And you find out that the visa that was given to you is visiting visa. You now abuse that process and make it difficult for people with genuine intention. So that's why when you have high refusal rate in visa application, because you put all the fact there, but the consular man is not omnipotent. He's not omniscient. Let me put it that way. He will reject you because similar person came with submitted original information. But the person, this is the 5th years now or the 10th year now, he has refused to come back to Nigeria because the person lied in their visa application process. You get what I was saying? So there are things that are linked to that we must consider as an individual. There's nothing wrong with going to other country to go and set up our business, to go and invest. Because if other people can come to our country, we should be able to go to their country and run businesses.
Okay. So I will be coming back still on this business, but I want you to speak to the cultural implication of Japa. How has it affected, you know, the cultural representation of? Let's come to let's come home. Let's come to Nigeria. How has Japa affected the cultural representation of Nigerians outside the world? I mean, as a Nigerian, there is a particular way people are seen. Mm-hmm. So especially when they know that you have mentioned issues where people, their visas are not properly put together, probably it has expired, and they refuse to go back home. So when they are categorizing a certain set of people that does particular thing, they categorize them. For example, they say the Igbos, they are the ones that does this particular thing. They say the Yorubas.
Maybe I've not said it before or nobody have heard this part of the story before. So, but I tell people that it's a fact that when you go outside Nigeria and from Kogi State, it will be difficult for you to see anyone from the whole of the Middle Belt to the entire North. Are you getting me? On the street of any countries hustling. Whether it's from Benue, from Kano, Kaduna, Plateau, you will not see us. The Middle Belt to the North. That's why our visa approval rating is very, very high as well. Because they know that within the northern part, the Middle Belt to the North, they travel and come back to Nigeria. We don't stay back. And not that we are not in those countries. We are in those countries. But when you find out that most of them, they are hardworking, they have one job, the other, whatever, and all that. I'm not saying we don't have it in other tribes, don't get me wrong. But I can tell you confidently, the data are there to prove it. You get me? You know fully well that from the Middle Belt to the upper North, the visa rejection rate is very, very low because we go and come back. We don't stay put. My friend shared a story with me in South Africa some time ago. It's a funny story, but it's the truth. So he got home that day. I stayed in his place. And when he came back, he was telling me, he said, Victor, something happened today at the court. I said, what happened? The guy who owned a security firm He owned a small security firm in South Africa and said in Pretoria. I said something happened today at the court. I said, what happened? He said, He said the judge set one Nigerian free. I said, how? He said when the guy was introducing himself, I can't remember how he described himself, but he's claimed that he's from the northern part of Nigeria, Mina. And the judge was like, Mina. The judge says, I know Igbo, I know Yoruba, I know Bini, I know this thing. Which one is Mina? So that one now answer, and I say Hausa, and I say which one is Hausa? And I say northern part Nigeria. So the judge now call the lawyer. I had conversation with him, blah, blah, blah. And I say, where? Because you've not had any issue before.
Okay.
And because you've not had anybody from this part of whatever. I say, I do be here from so place. Then you not live here. I'll give you one. But if you come back here, then I'll make sure you are punished. Are you getting me? And that's how they set him free. That's exactly what happened. And he was sharing his story with me. I smiled, but that was a very, 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 very strong message there. So in some cases, unfortunately, you'll be forced to identify yourself and say, I am from this tribe. You get me? I say, no, I am from this tribe, because also the truth is that some countries, some individual had made it embarrassing. It has become embarrassing for you to say you are so thing because of the embarrassment that is attached to what's going to be the backlash or the report you are going to get. This thing. So I was in China about 8 weeks ago. So the person was helping me, and the guy was helping me, and I was like, how long have you been here? He has been here for so period of time and all that. And I said, okay, what about your people? He has no people. I say, all of us here, we don't have papers, so that's what we do, and we'll sit down for a year, and later we'll go. But if they arrest us, usually you will not pay fine. And I say, this is the reason why you make it difficult for others to get visa when they want to come to this country. I was so ashamed for him. I was so embarrassed as a Nigerian. And when I was going to the airport, I saw a whole lot of them from the same tribe at the airport waiting for people who are traveling, that they will help in carrying their bags so that they can get 5 RMB or whatever. So it has become an embarrassment that, or it's a no fact that when you give certain tribe visa, the possibility of them not coming back is very, very high.
I see.
You know, because everybody is my brother.
Okay.
Everybody is my brother. Everybody is my brother. So when this person comes, you say, it's my brother. When this person comes, it's my brother. I will give you another example. Sometime many years ago, when I went to apply for a US visa, so there was a lady, this elderly woman, so the consular officer could hear what they were saying, and the consular officer was asking, do you have a daughter in the US? And the woman said, I don't have a daughter. And the lady asked, do you have a daughter in the US? I said, no, I don't have a daughter. So I don't know what happened. So the woman now mentioned, I said, so person. Is she not your daughter?
Wow.
The woman said, yes, it's my daughter, but my daughter said I should not say this thing.
Okay.
So that's how the lady collected the passport from her. She went inside after a long while or whatever. Then I placed something on the passport. But I know she was not giving visa. Maybe it's like a ban or whatever. And the woman felt bad and all that. And I said, look. So I'm sure apparently the lady must have left Nigeria many years ago under a pretense that she does not have a mother again, blah, blah, blah. They granted a visa or claim asylum. Well, claim asylum doesn't mean you don't have mother or whatever. So the challenge is that the information you provided before the consular officer will be used against you tomorrow, even after 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years. So you must approach the consular officers, you must approach the embassy with genuine information. You don't need to lie. Though some of them, you may have good intentions, you may tell them the truth, they will still reject you. But you have peace of mind, you are rejected based on facts, not rejected based on force. I don't know if you get my point. So it is very, very important you approach the consular officer, provide the right information. If not, your denial will affect your son, will affect your daughter, will affect your husband. Everybody names you listed, especially the Canada that will collect your family generation title. All the people you listed in that family circle will be rejected. Okay, because you're asking that information to say, do you have a father, do you have a mother? So that tomorrow when you're applying for visa, and they'll go through your list and say, oh, he claimed this is the father's name. And you provided those information already.
That's it. So, sir, let's come back to the conversation. You talked about your expanding your business, going to Isle of Man and other, countries. I want to ask you, how is the business environment like when it comes to, then you want to do a comparison, or you just feel, okay, let's look at Nigeria, business environment in Nigeria, business environment in other countries. How can you link this up?
So before we moved to the Isle of Man, we already test run our business in Dubai. That's since 2011. And in a place called Rasakima, we ran it successfully, and Kigali, the US, United States in 2020. United States was actually in 2008. That's the first company we registered outside the country and operated successfully. There was no shock. We can easily move into any country and set up our business. All we need to do is just to follow the guidelines set out by the host country. But things are way, way different. For example, let me say, where we're signing a contract for our property, we signed a contract for about 3 years. The initial 3 years where we signed the contract, we don't bother about light, electricity. You get me? Mm-hmm. So we don't bother about electricity. That's the first thing that I just want to clear for you. So where there's electricity, everything seems to be normal. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be normal. There'll be a bit of resistance, maybe when you are trying to introduce your business, and I've not experienced racism.
Okay.
Generally, I'm yet to experience any racism. I tell people the reason why people we talk down on you or treat you certain ways because the way you carry yourself. Because I won't give you any reason to talk to me anyhow. I've had an experience. I like talking with experience. Sometimes ago at the British, many years ago, before this should be about 16 years ago, at the Heathrow Airport. I remember that very day, and I just arrived, and the immigration officer collected my passport and was looking at my passport, and he now folded the passport like this, and he was trying to check the sticker on my passport. And that apparently the visa, maybe this thing. So I just snatched the way he folded the passport like this. I just snatched the passport away from him. I say, will you do this to a British passport? I'm frequent here, so this is not my first time in UK. So why you have to fold it? And I remember the people on the queue that day, they were Nigerians. I say, Nigerians. They were reacting the way to me. I say, Nigerians, we don't carry our attitude to come here again. You know, that kind. They were talking anyhow. So the British man just stood up and said, excuse me. So that means you need to stamp me entry. So collect a passport. I was explaining that I just want to be checked. Blah, blah, blah. I now stamp the passport. He didn't ask me any questions. Just stamp it and I passed. Those people that say Nigeria, they say, hey. I went to the UK embassy to apply for visa. So you looking for it? I mean, looking for maybe it's a fake,
perhaps it's from
whatever.
That area.
Yeah. But at the same time, the reason why he's doing that is because of the past experience. Somebody must have traveled with fake visa. Somebody must have paid someone and they printed fake visa. You know, until they get to the venue, that's when they now found out that it was not original, the passport is not original, and all that.
Okay.
So running business abroad is that every country you get to, you need to adjust, you need to follow the rules and regulations. You must set up your business to fit into the culture, the demand. You must identify a gap. You don't go into a country and say, I want to run a business. Some people just go abroad and say, I want to start selling food just because Nigerians are selling food. Some people say they want to start logistic business just because they think Nigeria will be sending things abroad. No. You know, people should learn to think outside the box and see how they can carve the ordinary to extraordinary. So people don't even know that they have business opportunity. They can register their own business. They can get loan. They can get support from the government. Most of them don't know. You know? So count your cost. You know, identify a gap. Then make sure that the business you are introducing must be able to fill in that gap. The business must be scalable, must be innovative. Then at the end of the day, you get the results.
Okay.
So we don't just go to country because we want to expand. We go to the country and consider those benefits. And before we enter the country, we already had the mindset that we must obey, we must respect the law of that country. It is very, very important. You can't debate it. If they say don't cough, don't cough. If you must cough, then go to another country. For those of us that live in UAE, I still have my residence in UAE. I have a residence in about 4 countries anyway. For we that live in the UAE, we see the ruler of UAE as our king. We respect him. So we don't do caricature of him in pictures. We don't talk down him. We don't display his picture anyhow. You cannot take my picture and me and you cannot go to an event. I go and post my picture on social media. If you live in UAE, you must respect, you must get my consent. So what you cannot do to our ruler in UAE, you cannot do it to me, even as an individual. You get me? So the British, everybody from all walks of life, they come there, they obey the law of the land. You get me? If you go to your country, you can say human rights, you can claim whatever you want to claim. But as long as the UAE, you must respect the law of the land. And is everyone not respecting it? Is the country not succeeding? The country is succeeding.
I see. I think that's the very key part that people need to start putting into consideration. And why did I say so? So it's just, for example, you have your apartment, you have your house, and someone is coming in, either as a guest, or as maybe a close family member. He or she needs to abide by the rules. Do you have to pull your shoes at the entry point before coming in, or do you allow wearing shoes? It simply means that you stick to the rules, and with so everybody is fine. But of course, you get to see some people when they get to other part of the world, we are humans, and that's where the advocacy thing, comes.
You can't say you are humans. That respect for culture is very, very important. You go to a Chinese person, you're having a meeting with a Chinese man, he offer you tea, and you say you are not going to take. That's wahala.
Okay. So you must take it.
If you are taking the tea,
okay.
If you are taking the tea and as you are talking to him, you are doing your hand like this, you'll be happy.
Wow.
As you are tapping your hand on the table, you're tapping your hand on the table, it's like you are telling them that the tea is entering my body. Okay. You will serve you more tea. You will strike more deal. But I know I don't take tea. You fold your leg. You say, I want gin. I want this.
I see.
But he give you tea. Give you 10 times. Tea. You take tea. And you're taking the tea. You're doing like this. You guys are talking. You're tapping your hand on the table.
Okay.
You get me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get that. There is this important question I would like to ask you, but let's take care of this first. When we say highly skilled individuals, most importantly Nigerians, travel abroad, it's tagged as brain drain. And in a way, a lot of people say it has its economic impact on the country. I want to ask you, do you agree?
I totally disagree because the government need to do much more. So if you want to recruit from India now, there's a portal you will have to go through. Through the portal, you do your recruitment. And India, if you want to recruit India to work for you, go through that portal to register, and they help you to recruit whoever you want to recruit. The good part of it is that the government get benefits from those recruitments. And the recruiter also get the assurance that those people they recruited are legitimate people. Traveling abroad to work is a big thing in Philippines. Almost every hotel, hospital you go to, you find a Filipino there. In fact, they are the best maid. Hello, sir. How are you, sir? Good afternoon, sir. You're welcome, sir. If you shout at a Filipino person, I'm sorry. If you smile, they say, I'm sorry. They don't argue, they don't fight. So in terms of customer service, they are number one. Customer service, they are number one. You know how many billions the federal government get from foreign remittance every year? So if you know you are qualified, you possess the qualities that are irresistible and yet hard to find, and you find a job outside the country, there's nothing wrong with that.
How does the country get returns?
You're not getting a return from... You get the returns from, number one of the benefits, I say Nigerian. Okay, so where we have our office in the Isle of Man, I can say confidently, we are the only one with that size of office that we're operating. We are the only one running an institute within that area. You get me? I can say confidently, if I'm not wrong, I might be wrong, but I could say we are the only Africans with white employee.
That's a big one.
And we are Africans. They say Nigerians. They are Nigerians. I don't even get my point. You get what I'm trying to say. And we are working to see some of our staff get transferred to the office, I know my office as well. But the truth still remains that the government benefits in terms of we giving. You see, when you succeed in outside country, you are a brand ambassador. You're an ambassador of your country. More like an ambassador potentially. Good name sells very well. And it gives good credit to the country. If you're a good person, and if another good person wants to come, they will allow you to come. Because the person that was there is good. But if you're a bad person, they say, no, don't allow them to come, because if they come, they will spoil the ground for us. Look at what the person did. You want to bring another person. Foreign remittance, knowledge sharing. Nigerians that are successful, they go back to Nigeria, they set up their own business. Some of them get appointed from Nigeria to be part of government. Some of them get appointment to work in government. So the idea of people moving from one country to the other to go and work, there's nothing wrong with that. We should not give it another name. There's a friend of mine in Isle of Man I met. He's from DRC Congo, and he said he just left Nigeria with his family. Okay. So apparently, he got a job in Nigeria from DRC Congo. I relocated to Nigeria for about 5 years, and I got another job from Nigeria to the Isle of Man.
Okay.
So people get jobs, people migrate for business, people set up. There's nothing wrong with that.
So the economic impact is that is massive.
It's massive. It's just left for the government to see how, beyond the remittance, to see how government can take advantage of it. Take advantage. I don't mind diaspora, government setting up a diaspora bank or something like that and all that. Government should take advantage of it and see how government can benefit from it. I think that is very, very important.
That's key. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this key aspect I mentioned earlier. We see people do, if I'll put it this way, Japa for marriage. It's either a man is traveling because he has connected with one woman out there, probably for stay, for green card and all of that. The same thing vis-a-vis, the male, the female. I mean, how do you see this scope of traveling or means of traveling? Do you think is advisable? Is it something good enough? And how does it impact both countries?
Okay, so I saw a boy in China. Please allow me to use references.
Okay.
Because it makes more sense. So I saw the small boy. The boy is more like an half-caste. And the boy was speaking Igbo fluently.
Half-caste.
He's Chinese, very handsome boy, Chinese, and speaking well. And the mother too was speaking pidgin.
Wow.
You don't need to be told. You know that the father is an Igbo person. So I can tell you confidently there is Nigerian blood all over China. Nigerian blood all over China.
Our brothers.
America. Are you getting me? So me, I have British children, I have American children. You get what I'm trying to say? So the point I also want to clarify is that if the marriage is genuine, super. If they do for business, I don't know. Okay. You get me? Okay. It's not also the marriage, not everybody that also want to date Nigerians. You get me? Because not everybody that can understand our culture or our practices. It's like a Nigerian who is trying to date a Kenyan. If the Kenya does not understand the Nigerian culture, the marriage will not work, no matter how they love each other. Because the Kenya woman must come to our own level that we are African people. In as much that we are westernized, our culture runs in us. You will never find somebody dressed like this in the streets of Kenya. Kenya dress 100% Oyibo clothes. Suit, jacket, suit, jacket, suit, jacket, suit, jacket. Okay. They don't have native attire. If they have it, I think it's rare. Maybe I can't remember their whatever. So they don't have native attire. We are native attire. We express ourselves. So you now bring a Kenyan lady to Nigerian father or a Nigerian mother and say, "Mommy, hi, how are you?" They probably would not day. You brought in Nigeria a Kenyan who did a Kenyan woman who does not know how to cook Nigerian food and says, "I hate Nigerian food." She doesn't know how to cook it, nor does she know how to eat the food. Is that not a problem?
That's a big one already.
So that's one of the reasons also why some people say, "Oh, Nigerian guys, you date them and the next thing they will leave us." We will leave you. The reason being is that you fail to integrate yourself into our culture and practices. So those women who were able to integrate themselves into our culture and practices, who love our food, who identify with the Nigerians, they last longer. Are you getting me? They win the trophy more than those who said they don't want to do this. So if the marriage is legit and they use that as a means of moving out of the country, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
It's also very, very beneficial.
Okay.
That I can tell you that many Nigerian Americans, plenty of them, in the next 10 years, Nigeria will be controlling major political. In fact, currently, I know key Nigerians that are in government, that have political appointment in states, in county, in municipality in the United States. Or have a Nigeria who is head of opposition in the UK. So we are expanding. And in the next 10 years, I'm telling you that we have many of them who would have become grown-up adults, and they want to participate in the scheme of things, politically, in government, in politics, in everything. So there's advantage in that. That's why some countries are already afraid and say, please, the more you give these people chance, in the next years to come, they will dominate.
I see. Okay, I think I agree with you. You said the part you talk about learning to the culture, learning the food.
Very important.
It's important because
if you want to marry in Nigeria, very important. You can't trade with it. You can't trade with it. You must learn to also use the word uncle, mommy, daddy, and all that. You must learn to fold your legs.
To kneel down or
to fold your legs, to bend down. So when you go, you now have opportunity to see his brothers and all that. They will tell mama at home and say, that girl is a Kenyan, but she's very respectful. She's like also.
That's it.
She's a Kenyan, she's a South African, but she's like also. But when you see Kenya or South African women or whatever, any women in the world are getting angry and say they don't like us, go and check. They also fail to integrate themselves with the Nigerian man that we're dating. Yeah. And if you say, check those ones that are already successful in their relationship before that they actually integrated.
I see.
Because that take me and I've removed yourself from my culture and my practices.
You must integrate.
Yes.
Okay, so in closing, while we are looking at the economic impact of Japa, we'd like you to speak to probably policies that should be in place or that should be reshaped, to enable this. Probably at that point, we might not be using the word Japa anymore, and migration will just be migration to ensure that, when people want to travel, they are traveling right. Because you see that most of those issues are from those that are not traveling right. They travel from using the irregular, routes. What are policies that you think should be probably tweaked or put afresh?
I think the actual fact is that Japa has come to stay. It's already in dictionary.
Okay.
It's already in Oxford dictionary. It has come to stay, and I'm sure to continue to be because we like trending with words. And also, I felt even those who traveled by sea or by boat or by desert don't make noise too much. I believe those that magnify this Japaism are actually those in Nigeria, and they try to take advantage of it. My is that I'm not asking for any policy. Either the country is developed or it's not developed. People leave. So you find out that people leave Canada to the US. Hello? Canada. People leave Canada to go and live in the US. Okay. People leave Canada to go and make more money in the US. People leave Canada to go and live in the US because it's more favorable. You have Canadian in America. You have Canadian in Dubai. You have Canadian all over the world. Is it that they are suffering their country? We have Canadians in those countries. I'm using Canada because if you go and check the data, there are many people that once they even become Canadian citizens, they want to go and work outside. Because it's sweeter for you to become a Canadian citizen tomorrow and use that passport to get a job in Dubai. Because if you get a job as a Nigerian, probably they will not even give you a job. Maybe if they give you a job, they give you 2,000 or they pay 4,000 dirhams and all that. But if you get it as a Canadian, you could be paying 50,000 dirhams because at that point, it is the passport they are honoring. So people can move to another countries. We have people people travel across the globe to look for opportunities. Government should also work very hard to improve on our economy. Like 30 December, so I met a family friend who was telling me South Africa and said, she is going to, a friend of mine who is going to South Africa, coming to Nigeria, that should be in Nigeria for 30 December, the one that left this December. I said, why? I said, her daughter works in Nigeria and she has said so much about 30 December, so she would love to experience it and get her friends. And I also read the newspaper. I was in Nigeria at that period anyway for this 30 December. I read in one newspaper that says that the power system don't mess up 30 December. For me, it's a shame because once you know that 30 December is your peak period, you know that it's an opportunity for you to market yourself. Then I think the government should go extra length and make sure that during that period, for that night, 30 days, make sure lights
not blinking.
So our government need to be proactive. We need to see tomorrow today. We should stop looking for short answers, short solutions. We should start thinking for 30, 40 years, realistically, so that we can see how those issues can be embarrassed. You can't say people come outside the country and they'll be having light issues. It is not good. It's embarrassing. And if hotels or agencies of building decide to power such houses or property or apartment with energy, they will transfer the cost to the people. And should not make it more expensive. So if Nigeria can solve the issue of light, I'm sure that about 50 or 60% of our problem will be taken care of.
All right, that's it. I want to say thank you, sir, for coming. Thank you for the insight, Japa. I think more information have been shared, and a lot of people out there have been able to pick one or two from today's conversation. I want to especially say thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, today's conversation reminds us that migration is really just about living. It's about systems that work or fail, aspirations that are not nurtured or that are neglected, and choices shaped by opportunity or constraint. The challenge before Nigeria is not simply how to stop Japa, but how to create conditions where staying is viable, living is strategic, and the diaspora becomes a bridge for development rather than a symbol of loss. And that's it. I want to say thank you for watching Across Borders. Join us next time as we continue to explore migration through informed dialogue, policy insight, and human experience. On behalf of the Across Borders team, I am Grace Komalafe. Have a great day.